See the lights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Tallawah TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Shout Out the Messenger, and you're watching Tallawah TV with the host and best. So Davis, take it away.
My Tallawahs, how are you all? Let me know how I'm sounding. I can see one of you is already tuning in, so big up yourself for that. Happy Sunday, by the way. Happy Sunday to you all. Let me know what's on your menu, what's on the dinner menu, guys. Let me know where you are in the world as well, because it's absolutely freezing over here in London, really cold. I went out briefly some minutes ago and I literally had to run back in because I was like, no, this weather is definitely not for me. So let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how you are feeling. Let me know your thoughts on the weekend results so far. Of course, as I said in my last video, which was uploaded on Friday, with Fulham and Bournemouth top of the table championship clash. That was a tasty game. The curtain opener, as I like to call it, for the weekend of action, Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys weekend of action. So let me know your thoughts on the results so far. What has surprised you? Was it that London derby? What a game that was. The London derby of the weekend. I know you know what I am talking about. In case you do not know, it is Mikel Antonio's West Ham against the Blues, that being Chelsea. Let me know. How are you? I am good. I am well. No complaints from me. How are you doing? It's nice to see that you've tuned in and you've dropped an early comment. I was actually planning on making this one relatively short and sweet for you guys. So maybe looking at 15, 20 minutes, depending on how we're doing. I say me, so I say meaning myself, and you guys as well. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on the weekend scores so far. Of course, we had Reggae Girls in action this week as well, this weekend as well in Syria, and also here in London at the Wembley Stadium. Gonna give you guys a little bit of an update on that, or I might leave that for my review because I was actually in the process of giving you guys my weekend review and I pretty much cut that short so I can do a live stream with you guys because I've not done one in a minute. Definitely nothing on the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys combined. So let me know your thoughts on what you have seen so far. And also, will you be watching that game in the MLS, the Eastern Conference Final? Let me know if you guys are tuning into that one. I've got some update on that game as well, so do let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Again, who are you guys supporting? Who's everyone's club team? Are you happy with your weekend results? Let me mute that because you guys don't want to hear nothing that's going on in my background. So yes, let me know how you guys are feeling. Mr. Lee, big up yourself, Lee. How you doing? What's on your dinner table tonight? Lee, what you having for dinner? Probably had dinner already, maybe not. What's the weather saying where you're based? As I said when I just started, it is absolutely cold over here. Went out briefly and had to run back in because it is absolutely cold. Before I came on here, I was actually keeping an eye on Mr. Shimon Nicholson with his game. Tallawah were playing. Guess I think they were playing against Standard last time I checked, and here we are, guys. The full-time score in that game, Mr. Shimon Nicholson at the double for his team. He gave them the opener inside. Let me see if I can double check that for you. Inside the 22nd minute, Shimon Nicholson finding the back of the net. 2 goals there for Shimon Nicholson, and his side has walked away with 3 delightful points. 3-0 it was to Tallawah against Standard in the Belgian top division. So that's a good result for Shamar. Keeps on scoring. Long may it continue. Snow starting from tonight. Are you based in Canada or the US? Because I know those parts, snow is pretty much inevitable for you, isn't it? Looking good here in London. No snow, although it is freezing, like I said, but I'm not expecting to get any snow anytime soon. Hopefully that remains the case. So yes, let me go back through my results. I'm trying not to give you guys too much details on what's happened in the weekend of action, because like I said, I have my review coming up for you guys very shortly. Once I end this live, I'm going to go back and do some editing for you all. So what is Yankee saying? Your top five prediction. My top five prediction. That is a tough one. Okay, let's look at the league. That is a really tough one. That's a tough question. Top five prediction in the Premier League. I think I would like to say that I believe it's between Man City and Liverpool for the title, right? And I definitely think Chelsea will be there somewhere along the way, wherever it's at the moment it's saying City, Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham. And I think the top three is pretty much as it will be come the end of the season. Although Liverpool, I think Liverpool is going to take something special perhaps to knock them off their strides, to delay them. Knock them off their stride long term. As for Manchester City, we know what they're capable of. Last time those two went head to head, it pretty much went down to the wire. So it could be more of the same. So like I said, I think it could possibly be Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea. And this is where it gets tough because I have no idea what's going to happen with the fourth spot. At the moment, Mikel Antonio and West Ham are sitting in fourth place, looking good as well. Beating their London rivals Chelsea, and that was some game. That was a crazy game. Perhaps the perfect fixture to open the weekend with. Pleasantly surprised, I think maybe for some people, but maybe not, considering how West Ham have been playing when it comes to facing off against those big sides in the Premier League. So for the fourth spot, this is a tough one. You've asked me a really good question. It's a tough one. I'm keeping my eye on Tottenham as well to see how they perform under Conte, whether they can find some momentum, and whether if they do find momentum, how long would that momentum last? Also, Manchester United as well. They're hitting, or I think they're about to hit their honeymoon period. And if they can get through the difficult fixtures in December, because we all know that December, the fixtures come quick. As you blink, there's a new fixture. So if they can get over the December hurdle and start off the new year looking strong, then they're going to put themselves in a firm position for that top four spot. So at the moment, that's who I'm looking at. I'm looking at whether West Ham can go all the way. Of course, they have their Europa League fixtures to think about. Tottenham as well, like I said, under Conte, want to see what they're capable of, and if they could find some form, how long will that last? And Manchester United as well. And I think Arsenal are probably, or they should be in the conversation for a potential top six finish. So that's how I'm thinking. But that's a really good question. So let me know what your prediction is. Imagine that, Mikel Antonio in the Champions League. Wow, that would be huge. But there's plenty work to get done before we can even dream of celebrating that with Mikel Antonio. Let me know what your prediction is, because you really put me on the spot with that one. That's probably the first time this season that I've actually given that any thought as to who could potentially finish in the top four. So let me know how you're feeling with that one. Let me go back and see. Like I said, I'm trying not to give you guys too much information on the weekend of action, because I do have my review coming up very shortly. So Graham, go ahead and let me know your prediction, what you think the EPL final league standing will look like come May as we approach the business end. Let me know your thoughts on that. And over in the championship, you guys would have been aware of what happened in the championship on Friday night, because I did actually give you guys a early review ahead of my usual weekend review. Tottenham, Fulham sitting at the top of the championship. So that is Bobby Reed and Big Heck, Mr. Michael Hector, and Fulham sitting at the top of the championship on 44 points. Just below them is Bournemouth and Jamal Lowe sitting in third place. Scroll down and you look at the bottom of the table. It's not looking so good for Ravel Morrison and Derby County. They are sitting rock bottom. Not looking good for them. You have Daniel Johnson and Preston sitting in 18th place at the moment. And Reading, I believe, if I can find Reading for you guys to see where Reading are. Reading are in 20th position. Things aren't looking too bright when you look past Fulham and Bournemouth in the championship. But it is what it is. Be interesting. That's another exciting league, guys. Premier League, as we know, is very exciting. But down in the championship, it is looking bright. That's looking like those games could go down to the wire if those two top teams, Fulham and Bournemouth, continue to perform at their best and grind out those all-important results. Really? I'm not laughing at your prediction. I'm laughing because you've included my team, and that's actually quite pleasant. I'm pleasantly surprised that you've done that, because I didn't even put them in the top 4, but hopefully I'm wrong. So you've gone for Liverpool first. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, and West Ham. So you're basically saying that, where is Manchester United for you then? Obviously they're nowhere to be found. And as soon as I mention Manchester United, I see 2 Manchester United fans in the comments section. Hello, Mr. Bolton. How are you, sir? How is your weekend going? I hope yourself and Chloe are doing okay. Mr. Fresh as well. Where have you been, Fresh? How have you been keeping? How is your Sunday going? What's on the menu, Fresh? I might come round for dinner if you don't mind, even though I've already had my dinner. Still room for more, especially if it tastes good, that is. Let me know what you guys are saying in terms of this top 4 or top 6 predictions. Someone, Yankee, asked me about my top 4 prediction, and I just went ahead and gave it. Like I said, I haven't really been thinking about top 4 because my team is my team pretty much. You don't know what to get from them. They're a little bit tricky at times. I want to give you guys some update, because like I said, in about 2 minutes time, the MLS Eastern Conference Final will be kicking off. And as you know before, might have mentioned this in my weekend in my Friday nights review. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. So as you should know by now, we have Philadelphia Union taking on New York City. Philly taking on New York City, 2 rivals in the MLS for the Eastern Conference Final. I'm about to probably dampen your Sunday, guys, unfortunately. And I'm sure some of you are already aware of this. That news did break last night. It's about almost 24 hours ago that Philadelphia Union will be without, guys. They will be without 11 players, including 6 starters for the Eastern Conference Final. Like I said, that game is about to kick off in about 1 minute. Right, and that is basically as a result of MLS COVID-19 protocols. So that is really disappointing. I was hoping to see Blakey, Powell, and Burke as well. I was hoping to see them in action in tonight's final. Nevertheless, I'm hoping that the Union can get the job done and the boys will be somewhere celebrating. But that's just devastating to come so close, do all that work, and then you're right at the final. And about 24 hours before the final, imagine being a Philadelphia Union fan when you hear those, when you heard that news breaking announcement that 11 of your players, including 6 starters, will not be able to make that starting 11 or even the bench against your big rivals New York City in an important game, huge game in the history of Philadelphia Union. I'm hoping that by the grace of God they can somehow dig deep and find a win, because I will be celebrating if they manage to do that. How are you? Big up yourself as well. How's your Sunday going? Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you're pretty sure you must watch Premier League football. Let me know who your side is and how you're feeling about the weekend's results. Guys, I might try to see if I can get that game up for you whilst I'm here, since I just touched on it. I'll see if I can get that game up for you. Unfortunately, none of our Reggae Boyz will be playing. Massive blow for Philadelphia Union that they're not going to be playing any part. Really upset for them. It's not my team, but obviously I want them to do well because of the trio of Jamaicans that they have in their squad. So yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can keep an eye on that game for you guys, because it's still important, right? We still want Philly to win. We still want the boys to be lifting that trophy or being part of some form of celebration, right? Cooking dinner right now, baked chicken. Wow. That's beautiful. That is, I'm fresh. I am going to hold you to that, sir. I think I might have mentioned on here that I'm home every single year. Every year I'm home. So fresh. I don't want when I come home next year at some point, I don't know when, you're hiding and you're telling me this and you're telling me that. Unless you're not in the country, Mr. Fresh. But that sounds delicious. It's one of my favorite menus, baked chicken. I hope that goes down well for you. I know you had 3 points, 6 points, back-to-back victory for Fresh and his side, the Red Devils of Manchester. So I know you had a blessed weekend, and hopefully for your sake it continues. So I know your dinner is going to taste twice as good. 3 points to wash down your baked chicken and your rice and peas. So do enjoy. Killer pool. I like that. I like that a lot. Say killer pool. That's when when you are high on confidence, guys, and you know your team is about that life. This is how you talk. You said killer pool. Okay, so what is your top 4 predictions? How do you think I'm guessing you're going with a Liverpool win, right? Liverpool to win the league. Okay, so you call yourself Killer Pool, so you must back your team all the way. See if I can connect my headphones for you guys. Bear with me, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna try and see if I can keep an eye on this game for you, because I'm sure we're all wanting Philly to somehow dig deep. Oh, the odds are really stacked against them. Key players out today, guys. You would have already know Alvis Powell, Scory Burke, and their main man. Here we go, Mr. Andre Blake. It's devastating. I really do feel it for them, but I'm hoping that they can somehow pull off a surprise victory. Let me see if I can turn on what's going on here. Yeah, guys. Let me read the rest of your comments. Maybe when you come home, I will be. You see, Fresh. I knew you was gonna come up with that. I felt it in my spirit. I will be home. Hopefully not. Well, for your sake, hopefully, because I'm guessing that's probably work related. I would love to see you spread your wings and aim for higher things, and be successful in life. So if you are not in the country due to work reasons, then hey, I'm not mad at you. Hoping that time comes that you have a safe flight. I hope that you get your money up as well. 2022. Fresh is already off to a fantastic start, guys. I don't know about the rest of us, but Fresh is already off to a fantastic start. As I said, let me just backtrack a bit. For some of you who are probably a little bit late to this stream, let me go back and look at Shaman Nicholson game. As I said, Shaman Nicholson there at the double. Shaman Nicholson at the double in the Belgian top division for Tallawah against Standard. His side beat them 3-0. So there you go, guys. Mr. Shaman Nicholson, he's closing off the year in fine form. Long may it continue, because we're going to need him with these shooting boots come January when our World Cup qualifying window resume. We're going to be needing Mr. Shamar Nicholson in fine form. Guys, that game, if you want to tune in, it is about to get underway. It is Philadelphia Union versus New York City in the Eastern Conference Final. Like I said, due to protocols, MLS COVID-19 protocols to be specific, Andre Blake, Alves Powell, and Corey Burke are not part of the team, guys. Devastating news, but I'm going to try see if I can follow that whilst I am here. I can't believe 20 minutes has gone by already. I said I would only stay here for about 15 to 20 minutes. I think I'm going to push that a little bit, because I haven't done something like this with you guys for a minute, and I'm quite enjoying speaking with you guys. No offense taken, bro. Definitely no offense taken. Like I said, I wish you all the best. I hope whatever you have planned aside, I hope it comes true, and I hope that you're able to just spread your wings and fly. And I hope that you can taste success, not just for next year, but for many more years to come. Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, fourth place. That's what I think. I do think that. I do think fourth place is so hard to call. I can't say who's going to get fourth place. Mind you, last year did go down to the wire for third and fourth place, didn't it? And possibly even second. Yeah, absolutely. Second, third, and fourth place in the Premier League last year went down to the wire. Crazy, crazy league that we support, guys. So I don't know who can call the shots and who is guaranteed. I don't think anyone's guaranteed to finish fourth, but I definitely think first, second, and third is between Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea. I think that's pretty much confirmed, guys. So the rest of the teams, surely they are fighting for fourth place. No, he isn't. I'll read out what I read before, if I can just bring up something for you, just to give some clarity to what I said earlier on in relation to Philadelphia Union, Alves Powell, the trio of Jamaicans. So that's Alves Powell, Scory Burke, and Mr. Andre Blake not being part of tonight's game, guys. In the last, let's call it 24 hours, news broke that Philadelphia Union will be without 11 players. That includes 6 starters for the Eastern Conference Final against New York City. That game is just gaining a bit of momentum at the moment, slowly approaching kickoff. But you know how Americans do their thing, especially when it comes to finals. So yes, they will not be part of this game as a result of MLS, Major League Soccer, COVID-19 protocols. So that is really quite upsetting. Like I said, I don't support Philly, but I do support our black, green, and gold, and those guys, I would have been great to see them play in tonight's final, but it's not going to happen. So hopefully next time we'll be able to sit here and watch them play in a final. Thank you, Fresh. Thank you. I hope so too. I do hope so too. Also, guys, a little bit of positive news. Also trying to see if I can get an interview for you guys with one of the reggae girls, one of your favorite reggae girls, a matter of fact. And I feel like I am this close to getting that done. Problem with these exclusive interviews is about timing. It's a matter of time, and it's not if it will happen. It will happen, but it's all about timing and availability. And I think I'm about to close this one off for you guys. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can close off this interview for you before this year concludes. Have something in the pipeline, but But like I said, it's all about timing. But I'm fairly confident that it will happen before the year comes to an end. So I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. Also, be interesting to see who will be the newly appointed head coach for the Reggae Girls. We are expecting an announcement on who could potentially or who will be the new Reggae Girls head coach before or by I should say by the end of this month. So everything seems to be happening either by or before the end of this month, going into the new year. And of course, that's something that needs to happen. Let's start off the new year on a fresh page, perhaps an entirely new book where the head coach position is concerned for the Reggae Girls. So do keep your eye out between now and the end of the month for an announcement on who the new head coach for the women's side will be. I'm excited for that because be interesting to see who they have in mind and who gets that all important job of trying to take the Reggae Girls to their second consecutive World Cup. It's not going to be an easy task, not a walk in the park, but it can be done. It's definitely possible, guys. Let me know how you guys are feeling if you want me to stay on and give you guys a live watch along of this Philadelphia Union versus New York City game. It hasn't kicked off just yet, but like I said, our trio of Jamaicans, Andre Blake, Alvis Powell, and Corey Burke, neither will be playing in tonight's game due to MLS protocols. But if you still want me to stay on and watch the game and give you guys a live update, like I said, nevertheless, whether they're playing or not, we're still wanting Philadelphia Union to win, right? So let me know if you guys want me to stay on. I also have something else I need to give you before the night concludes from my end, which is your weekend of action review. I've already done that. It's just a matter of completing my editing, adding the pictures for you guys, and then getting that uploaded. So as soon as I come off here with this live stream, I'll go back to doing my editing for you guys. And you guys will have your review, your Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys review. As a matter of urgency, I'm going to try and get that done for you guys ASAP. So yes, guys, let me know how you guys are feeling. Also, what topics do you want me to cover between now and the end of the year? Let me know what topics you guys have in mind, and I will do my best to assist you and get something done for you. So yes, guys, let me know. I'm actually still waiting on that Philly game to get underway, but like I said, with Americans, there's something else with their commercials. So there's a lot of commercials on at the moment, and that's one of the reasons why, or the reasons why, we're still waiting on kickoff. So let me go through a couple of those results. Again, I don't want to give you guys too much because I will be doing my review. It's no point telling you guys all the results if there's a review coming after this live stream. So let's go through and let's see what Philly are saying over on their Twitter. Be interesting to see if the guys are in the stadium. I don't know. I mean, if it's COVID-related protocols, then does that mean that they're not allowed at the stadium? Perhaps so. Perhaps so. Here we go, guys. Looks like the teams are about to come out. I'm seeing what I believe to be head coaches or managers. Yes, guys, the teams are about to come out for the Eastern Conference MLS Final between Andre Blake, Alvis Powell, and Corey Burke's Philadelphia Union and New York City. Two rivals. They're going at it head to head. I'm feeling really sad for Philly that they don't have their strongest starting 11. So yes, guys, again, like I said, let me know if you want me to stay on here and give you guys your weekend, give you guys your live watch along of this game. I'm already tuning into it if you want me to continue so that you guys know if Alvis Powell, Andre Blake, and Corey Burke's Philadelphia Union are triumphant over their rivals, New York City, then do let me know. Also over in the Syria, the women's division, Alison Swaby's AS Roma picked up 3 points as well. Again, that's going to be in my match review later on as soon as I close off on this live stream. Let me see what's going on elsewhere. See what Philly are saying. Philly are pretty much quiet. They're not really saying much. They don't know how they're feeling confidence wise, being that they don't have their strongest team available. But it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. Again, do let me know what you guys want me to do with this live stream, because I could easily change the title to a live watch along rather than what's new with the Reggae Girls on and the Reggae Boys. As I've already said, between now and the end of the month, we are expected to see or to find out who will be the new Reggae Girls head coach, whether that's temporarily or permanent, that remains to be seen. I'm guessing that's in relation to the ongoing investigation around Hubert Busby. So yes, it's going to be interesting between now and the rest of the month where head coach is concerned for the women's side. Let me go and see. I think I might have to change this title for you guys with the game about to start. Might just change, see if I can find a new title. Okay, I'm gonna have to change the title for you guys because I'm already tuning into this game. Okay, what am I gonna do? Right, bear with me, guys. Let me see if I can change this title for you. Of MLS. And I think it might mean I might have to change my YouTube title because the conversation has now shifted. I'm going to take the initiative to go ahead and change this because it seems like you guys do want me to continue with the live stream for the Reggae Boyz Eastern Conference Final. They're now not in that game. If I could go back and see if I can change my title for you guys. Bear with me. It's such a shame because I was really looking forward to this game, like really looking more so than my own club. That really does speak volumes. I was really looking forward to this game, and unfortunately, it's not going, or it won't go how I imagined it. That's bitterly disappointment. Shame. Real shame. Things was going so well for the Union. But I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping there can be a miracle. Let's see. Right, guys, I'm gonna change this to a live watch along of the Eastern Conference Final. Just let me change my name on my YouTube quickly. New York. I'm upset. I can't even hide my disappointment, guys. I'm not even upset. There's obviously no results here to work with right now, but the fact that our trio of Jamaicans won't be playing any part in this game is historic game as well. Is very disappointing. Live watch along Philadelphia Union versus New York City. Right, let me go ahead and change that for you guys. And I think I might have to go ahead and change my I might have to go ahead and change my what do you call it? Let me see if I can change my thing as well. Kickoff is on the way, guys. It is Philadelphia Union taking on New York City in the MLS Eastern Conference Final. Let me go and change my picture for you guys if I can actually find something more appropriate. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. Oh, jeez. Feeling stressed for them, and they're not even my team, and I'm feeling like really feeling stressed for them. I turn down my commentary so nothing comes through the microphone. Also, let me know if you guys are watching this game or if you're just sticking along for the live watch along. I'm gonna go and let me make that a little bit bigger because I can hardly see what's on my screen. Just gone past 1 minute on the clock, guys, and it's 0-0. Philly taking on New York City in the Eastern Conference Final. Does it look like I can change my my thumbnail? I think it's probably because I've already started the live. This game obviously doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like how it would have felt if Alvis Powell, Corey Burke, and Andre Blake were playing. Nervous for them, but hopefully they can dig deep and grind out a result, and that will probably be an even bigger victory for them with current circumstances in mind. Let me see what's going on. I really want to know how the Union fans are feeling as well. Seeing a lot of the New York City fans rocking their section of the stadium. If I'm feeling nervous and it's not my club, I'm pretty sure that Philadelphia Union fans are absolutely breaking it right now. Imagine that you're going into a final and you can't field your strongest starting 11. You imagine how you must be feeling. You imagine how their fans must be feeling right now. But like I said earlier on, I hope you guys can pull off a miracle, and it will be a sweet victory if you can get it done. I'm on your side. I'm hoping Philly can get this one done. Really hoping they can get this one done, guys. Let's see. Got Philly on a free kick here, guys. Doesn't come to anything, but a decent try, to say the least. Linesman puts his offside flag up. So even if that did go into the back of the net, that goal would have been chalked off. Seen a lot of who are these? These look like, okay, these are now unless I'm mistaken, it seems like the Philly and the New York City fans are mixed as one. Right? I'm pretty sure I'm seeing Philly and New York City fans in the same area, which is quite interesting because I did notice that in I don't know if that's an American thing. I did notice that when the Jaguars and who was it? Jaguars and can't remember. I was watching NFL London some months back in October. It was the Jaguars versus who? The Dolphins. Yeah, the Dolphins versus the Jaguars, right? Let me double check that. I don't want to like NFL London. And what I did notice in the stadium was a combination of different football fans sitting together and watching the game. And I was actually quite intrigued by that because I was thinking there's no way that's going down in England. There's no way you're going to have Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea, Liverpool, all these, big clubs, big name fans sitting together in one section of the stadium. No chances that happening. But it did happen at NFL London, and I'm almost certain that I'm seeing that in this game with Philadelphia Union taking on New York City. Let's see, who was it? It was Miami Dolphins versus who? Jaguars. Yeah, it was Jaguars. Yeah, because the first game was Jets versus Falcons. So yeah, Dolphins versus Jaguars. Yeah, kind of felt like I was right, but I needed to double check that. But as I said, maybe it's just an American thing. Would love to learn a little bit more about that though, because I find that unusual. And also, obviously, it means that it's extremely safe, but fair play to them because you can't try that in England. It will definitely not end well. Especially when a couple of the fans have had one or two drinks down them. That's not going to end well for no one involved. Even if you're just innocent and you're just there in the stadium watching on, it's not going to end well for you. Let me get up the results on my phone because I don't actually see a timer on the stream that I am watching the game on. So let me see if I can get up the stream for you guys for that Philadelphia Union Eastern Conference Final. Just to remind you all, Eastern Conference Final, Philadelphia Union and New York. 9 minutes has gone on the clock, guys, and it is still Philadelphia Union nil, New York City nil. Just to remind you all, unfortunately, we do not have our trio of Jamaicans involved in this game. Penalty? No? Clean challenge? Is that ref saying a clean challenge? Philadelphia Union. I mean, it looked like it should have been a penalty to me, but player is still down. Referee doesn't seem interested, though. Referee saying play on. New York City are on the attack. Still on the attack. Philly has come over and handled job. Ball has gone out to play and the referee has finally blown his whistle, but the Philadelphia Union player is clearly still on the floor. I'm sure VAR is involved in tonight's game, right, guys? If you're watching along on your TVs at home, let me know. Okay, so getting a little bit scrappy now. It's getting a little bit scrappy. Okay, I'm glad I'm tuning into this. Couple shoves here and there, guys, between the Philly players and the New York City players. Getting a little bit handsy. And you expect that because, like I said, this is rivalries. This is rivalry going at it with each other. You don't need me to tell you that, obviously. Look at this replay. Replay was a little bit too quick to me, so I still can't tell if it was a penalty, but clearly not. If VAR is included in tonight's game, then surely VAR would have said something by now, but it doesn't appear to have been a penalty. Yeah, a bit of a bright start here, guys, in the Eastern Conference MLS Cup Final. 11 minutes have gone on the clock, guys, and it is still Philly nil, New York City nil. Can't tell you just how excited I would have been if Powell, Blake, and Corey were playing for this game. I would have been so pumped up, but it is what it is. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to support. Hopefully, I'm celebrating with them. Come full time here to support Philadelphia Union. Hopefully, they can get a result, a good result, positive result out of this match. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me turn my attention back to this game for you guys. Philly on the attack, guys. Free kick. They've won a free kick. The stream is also not that great, so it's making it a little bit difficult to read the names on the jerseys. So I think I might have to get up the names on maybe Philadelphia Union and New York City's Twitter account. But Philly is standing over a direct free kick. Oh, decent effort. Straight at the keeper, though, but decent effort. Could definitely see what he had in mind there, but that one was hit directly at the keeper. Let me go and see what if Alves or Andre or even Corey have said anything. See what they're doing on their socials. Nothing from Alves. Um, see if Andre has said anything. Andre hasn't said anything neither. Let's see if maybe Corey, see if he has put something on his Instagram. His last story on his Instagram says "we believe," so obviously he's referring to his team there. But all three players are pretty much quiet on socials, as expected. I'm sure they'd be devastated. This is the type of game that they live for, dream of. So I'm sure they're all devastated, being that they can't take no part in tonight's cup final against their fierce rivals. Check that time again for you guys, because like I said, I'm watching this on a stream for you, but it doesn't appear to give me a time. But it has been quarter of an hour has gone in that cup final, Eastern Conference Cup final for Philly against New York City, and it is still 0-0. This just basically means as well, guys, I'll be a little bit delayed on my Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys Weekend of Action review for you. Like I said, I'm pretty much almost done in terms of getting this uploaded for you guys. I just need to go back and kind of polish the editing, so go ahead and add a few pictures there for you, and then I'll do a premiere and get that sent out for you straight after this live stream. Bit of a scruffy challenge. Really want to know. Then I'm trying to see if I can find out what the Philadelphia Union fans are saying. But they're fairly quiet. Not really coming across nothing to measure how they're feeling. Let's see. It's literally nothing there. Hmm. It's actually a good point. Someone just said that, bearing in mind that Philly has the bulk of their starting 11 out, shouldn't the MLS have rescheduled the fixture? That's actually a really, really great shout. I didn't even think of that initially, but that's a really, really good shout that perhaps the MLS should have actually gone ahead and at least had the decency to reschedule this fixture, because obviously um Philadelphia Union are not feeling their strongest um starting 11, or even for what's available on the bench as well. But they're hanging in there. Their players are hanging in there. 18 minutes on the clock, and it's still Philadelphia nil. New York, say New York Red Bulls, New York City nil. Let's go ahead and see again. One thing you can almost guarantee is all of like American fans is they're going to make noise, especially when they're out in their numbers. They're going to let their voices be heard, and be interesting to see if Philadelphia Union can capitalize off the strength of the 12th man, and it'd be great if they could. It'd be great if they could use the energy of the 12th man to try and get something out of this game. New York City are on the attack down the flank, through the middle. We've got 19 minutes on the clock, guys, and it is still Philadelphia nil, New York City nil. Bear it in mind, guys, as like I said, it is a depleted Philadelphia Union squad. They are, like I said before, they are hanging in there, hit 20 minutes on the clock. And it is still nil-nil between both sides. So they are hanging in there, and their 12 man, their fans seem to be right behind their team. But like I said, that is an American thing. Once they're out in their numbers, they usually let their voices be heard. So their fans seem to be getting behind them, and rightly so. It's a cup final. Anything goes. Fans are backing them. Hopefully, the players believe in themselves as well. If you are just tuning in, little bit of unfortunate news with the trio of Jamaicans Andre Blake, Corey Burke, and Alvis Powell out of the MLS Eastern Conference Final due to MLS COVID-19. COVID-19? Is it COVID-19? COVID-19, this pandemic has been going on for so long. COVID-19 protocols. So that is where we're at. That is the reason why our trio of Reggae Boyz aren't playing in tonight's game. That one did shock me as well, because I was really looking forward, not necessarily about a live stream. Live stream is not what I had in mind, but I was looking forward to watching that game. Again, I'm trying to see how the Philadelphia Union fans are feeling inside the stadium. They're looking quite positive, back in their team. Want to see how they're feeling on social media so I can get something across to you guys. 23 minutes on the clock, guys. I think if you're a Philadelphia Union fan, then you'll probably be pleased with what you've seen so far. Bearing in mind that this is not your strongest team, no disrespect to the players who are in the starting 11 and on the bench, but obviously it is a depleted squad. But you are in it, you are in the game. 23 minutes on the clock, and you have kept the score line to 0-0. New York City haven't had that moment of glamour. Hopefully it stays that way because we are supporting the union for the Reggae Boyz. So hopefully Philadelphia Union can see this one out. But so far I think their fans will be quite pleasantly pleased with what they've seen so far. Cannot believe that. I'm still in disbelief. How does that happen? Obviously we know the reason why half of their team is missing, but it's crazy. Yeah, yeah, they are, but they're hanging in there. They're hanging in there. It is a look. I know what you mean. It's a little bit cagey in midfield. You're absolutely right about that. It's cagey in midfield, but could that be down to the fact that these players aren't used to playing with each other? I'm not used to this Philadelphia Union team, so someone would have to tell me about them. But bearing in mind that it is a depleted squad, that is kind of an indication that they're not used to playing with each other because this isn't their strongest starting 11. So that could be a reason why, as you quite rightly put it, they're losing the battle in midfield. There you go again, lost the ball, but they've managed to build on some recovery. So yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, I actually came on to do a little short update on the Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys and managed to get that out the way relatively quick. And then I realized that this game was about to kick off, so I thought to myself, might as well stay on stream for you guys and give you the live watch along. Although, like I said, Alvis Powell, Corey Burke, and Andre Blake aren't part of the team due to MLS COVID-19 protocols. But we're still supporting the union. So hopefully, like I've said many times before on the stream, I'm hoping they can get the job done and our boys will be somewhere celebrating because they do deserve it. What a journey they've been on to go through all of that and come to the final, and to think that you cannot play in the final for perhaps reasons that's out of your control. Devastating, right? Oh, is that so? Is that what happened? Is that what happened? I'm not too sure. Where can I go to read about that? Because I do actually want to know more in regards to this COVID-19 protocols. Because that's like I said, that's 11 players. So was 11 players out? Is this a rumor? Were they out allegedly partying, or is that concrete? Is that concrete information? Let's see if I could get some more details for you guys. Bear with me. I can't see anything in relation to any partying. Um if that is the case, then that must have been some party, right? If half of your team is out, or maybe that's to do with close contact. I don't know. I don't see nothing there. So you probably have to tell me where I can go to read about that, because I can't see nothing there in regards to partying, which is why I said perhaps reasons out of their control, because I've not actually come across any further information in relating to the MLS COVID-19 protocols. But if you know more than myself, then please do point me in the right direction. I'm still searching for that, guys, to see if they've shared any additional information in regards to the COVID-19 protocols. I can't see it. I can't see. You're probably gonna have to point me in the right direction of that one, because I cannot see nothing in relation to what you've mentioned. But I do think again, it depends on the reason for the players not being able. Obviously, we know that they're saying it's because of the COVID-19 um health and safety protocols, but if it's out of the players what do you want to call it, out of the players control, then should the league not have rescheduled the final as something that perhaps only the league can respond to, can answer. Wayne, how you big up yourself, Wayne? We've got New York City here standing over a free kick. How are you, Wayne? How's your weekend looking? How's your Sunday looking? How's your weekend been? That's come to nothing for New York City. I think if you go into this second half 0-0 for Philly, that will actually be a huge pat on the back with current circumstances in mind. They're edging closer to doing just that. With 30 minutes on the clock, it is still Philadelphia Union 0, New York City 0. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, because I was scratching my head. I was like, where? Like I can't find that. Yeah, that's why I said it could be reasons out of the player's control. There's nothing clear there. There's no real transparency or clarity. It's just a vague information that's out there. We know the reason, but we don't know further details. But I mean, they're professionals. I can't see them doing something as ridiculous as what's been suggested or mentioned. And it's a huge game in their history as well. So I'd like to think it's something out of their control. Um, and it's just something that they have to sit and live through. But, you know, the game is being played, and the players who have been called in, despite it not being their strongest starting 11, is, standing up to be accounted. 31 minutes on the clock, and the scoreline is still 0-0. And hopefully, they can take this into the break, close the first 45 with 0-0. Fancy this one. If this one go to penalty shootout, then it is anyone's game to win, isn't it? That would be some treat. Maybe they have a little. Could be. I like the fact that you guys are thinking of reasons though, because I just sat here just reading something to you, reading the reasons. I didn't really give it any further thought. Maybe because it kind of caught me off surprise. Because like I said, the plan was to come on here and give you guys updates on the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys. I never had in mind that three or four players or half of that Philadelphia Union team would not be included in their final in the Eastern Conference MLS final. I was actually going to watch that one off live stream, taking the game. And then I found myself doing a live stream for you guys. So I didn't actually give myself time. There we are, Mr. Ian. Ian, sir, this is the reason why I haven't closed my live stream, because I know I've been missing for a very long time for you guys. And I kind of felt like that was being unfair, being that you guys have supported me along my journey so far. As I just said, Ian, this was not the plan. I did not plan on doing a live stream of the Philadelphia versus New York City Eastern Conference MLS final. But you've quite rightly asked me, where have I been? I have been busy. I've been occupied. But now I've got more free time on my hands. So I'm going to try and nail down more live stream for you guys. Good question though, Ian. How are you? How are you? How was your weekend? Are you looking forward to the week ahead? What's on your menu for dinner as well? And also, are you watching the game? Are you watching the Philadelphia Union versus New York City game? We are about to approach halftime. New York City are on the attack. I've not been wowed by New York City, guys, and hopefully long may that continue. They've not blown me away. Perhaps expected better, being what they are up against, but they're most certainly got a free kick that's gone Philadelphia Union's way. So that's kind of took the sting out of that New York City attack. Philadelphia Union down the flank. Oh, that one's a little bit overcooked. Nothing that he could do about that one. Excellent, Ian. I'm happy to hear that you are okay. Delighted to hear that you are okay. A matter of fact, we have 34 minutes on the clock. Close to halftime, guys. And Philadelphia Union are still in it. Yes, there is no Jamaicans. The trio of Jamaicans are out, unfortunately. That's what we've been talking about. That was actually part of the first couple of minutes of my update when I came on air. So let me just reread it for you guys. Let me just reread that for you, Ian, to give you a little bit of clarity as to why our trio of Jamaicans aren't included in tonight's historic cup final. So basically what is out there is a Philadelphia Union are without 11 players, including 6 starters for tonight's game, and that is all in relation to MLS COVID-19 protocols, right, Ian? So that is the reasons, and my lovely subscribers have been trying to put 2 and 2 together. How can something like that happen on so close to a huge game in the history of your club? It's quite unusual, isn't it? And like I said, perhaps one of the reasons why the MLS haven't rescheduled the games, I don't want to draw any assumption, but with what people have said in the comment section, it could be the club or the players are at fault. If the players and the club aren't at fault, then should the MLS not have done the decent thing and actually reschedule the game? Why let them suffer? But I'll need to have more information on that for you guys so I can add some clarity, because I'm just in out the loop just as much as you guys. So I'm just reading information as I go and then feeding it back to you guys. You are most welcome, Ian. You are most welcome. Philly, looking fairly decent. They are looking fairly decent, but some firepower is definitely going to be needed for the second half. I think both sides have lacked threat. I've not seen nothing threatening from either side. So there definitely be something, word or two, that will get mentioned in the halftime team talk. Hopefully it benefits. Hopefully that halftime team talk benefits Philadelphia Union and not New York City. 37 minutes on the clock. New York City are standing over a free kick. Nothing is to come of that, guys. That one looks like that one's gone over the bars, and it looks like that was a. Watch this replay again for you guys. Yeah, that one has just gone way over, headed way over, way over, not even close to being on target from New York City. I'll give Philadelphia Union credit for how they are holding themselves together. Playing the game, trying to feel New York City out. Hopefully, in the second 45, we'll see them grow into the game and maybe they can make something of their chances because they are creating chances. Oh, straight at the keeper. Oh, that was a bit of a. I mean, that's a weak strike. Wasn't going to trouble the goalkeeper. Pretty much kicked it right at him. Real untidy movements there from New York City, and Philadelphia Union are trying to capitalize on it. They're definitely going to need some firepower for the second 45 if these chances are going to be coming their way. Even if it is half chances, you're going to need someone up top who is clinical, who can bury these chances that come your way, especially when New York City falls asleep. 39 minutes on the clock, guys. It is New York City nil, Philadelphia Union nil in the Eastern Conference MLS Final. Okay. We're away, 5 minutes away, 5 minutes away from added time. And also, guys, in my review, I'll try to make it different from what I've already said in my live stream with you guys. So obviously that means I'm not going to be repeating the results. So I've already updated you, and Mr. Shaman Nicholson at the double for his team, Tallawah, in the Belgium top division with the opening goal, and also wrap things up 3-0 for Tallawah against Standard in the Belgian top division. So that game ended 3-0. Mr. Shaman Nicholson in fine form. Long may that continue. Definitely not playing bad, Ian. You're absolutely right there. Nail on the head. They're not. They should actually be quite proud of themselves, standing up to be accounted. A depleted squad, and this is a final. I'm assuming that, bearing in mind that it is a depleted squad, that they're not used to playing with each other. But they're in it. They're in it. They're holding themselves together. And we're so close to halftime as well. So they are looking well. They're looking a little bit shaky, unsteady in the midfield area, and I think they could do with some reinforcements up top. But other than that, they're looking well, defending well as well. So there aren't major complaints for Philadelphia Union, and I don't think they've had any dramatic scares, anything that's a cause of concern so far. So there's a few positives there for Philly. And I also like that little fireness that we saw in the early couple of minutes into this match. Players getting a little bit physical with each other. I don't mind seeing that, just as long as someone don't get hurt, as long as no one gets hurt, then I'm all for a little bit of physical reaction, spice the game up a bit. So I like that. We are 3 minutes away from what I'm expecting to be a few minutes of added time. Philadelphia Union still in it, guys. Despite playing with a depleted squad, they are very much in this one. 0-0 as it stands. And I believe they are about to take a free kick. Will be delightful if this one goes in. Yes, they are standing over a free kick, guys. Uh, Nothing, guys. It is still 0-0. Nothing came of that free kick. Watching the replay again. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, it looks like it hit the looks like it hit a New York City player. Loss. But like I said, Philly coming out into the second half, they most certainly will be needing some reinforcement up top, to say the least. Check that time for you guys. 45 minutes on the clock there, guys. Let me just sort this out. Wonder how many minutes of added time they'll be receiving. See if I can find a quicker way of getting that over to you all. One thing I can say as well for Philly is that they're at least we can give them credit for asking those questions. They are putting up a fight. They're putting in a decent battle, given the circumstances, guys. And ooh, they are at least, guys, asking. Thank you, Ian, because I've not even seen anything on my stream yet. So Ian is saying that we have 1 minute of added time, and then we'll go into the first half break, guys. So of the two, if I'm playing for either Philly or New York, definitely Philly will be feeling the better of the two sides. Perhaps New York City, not so much. Because I think the money is perhaps on the bank for New York City to seal victory here. Don't want that to happen, obviously, but I think they're probably coming into this game with all the circumstances around it as the nailed down favorites. But sometimes your worst nightmare can be the underdog, especially when you're playing in a final and they happen to be your rivals. Just approaching those final moments there of that 1 minute of added time, guys, in the Eastern Conference MLS Final. This stream is very clearly behind time because I'm only now seeing the scoreboard. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, guys. It is halftime in the game against in the Eastern Conference MLS Final against Philadelphia Union and New York City. 0-0 at the break, guys. As I've said before, Philly, the Union should be the prouder of the two sides going into that first 45 with a depleted squad, standing tall, asking questions, putting in a fairly decent shift. Someone in my comment section, I think it was Yankee who said it, that they are actually looking a little bit rusty in the midfield area, and that is absolutely spot on. They need a bit of grit in the midfield area. Up top as well, they are looking a little bit um indecisive up top, so hopefully they can get some reinforcement, a bit of steel in the midfield area and some firepower up top and get the job done, because we are all rooting for them and we want them to get sweet victory. I do have a few updates coming your way. Are you asking me to do a commentary on one of their games, or are you asking me for reviews in terms of results? I do have a few results coming up in my weekend of action review, which will be uploaded after my live stream. As I said, I think you might have missed this, Ian, that we are expecting an announcement on the next Reggae Girls head coach, whether there'll be a permanent, whether that will be a permanent or a temporary role remains to be seen in the long run, given the current investigation around Hubert Busby Jr. So yeah, give me some clarity on that, Ian. Are you talking about, you want me to do a commentary on a game, or let me reread that for you, because I think I might have misread what you said. Oh, you want me to do commentaries? Okay, okay. I'll I'll write that down. Let me actually write it in my notes. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. I could definitely do that as long as the streams are available. I can most certainly do that, Ian. Thank you for the suggestion. Commentary on girls. I could do that. I could most certainly do that for you. And you know, said try me I go block somebody. Me not call the name, but me I go block somebody. And people, I am not calling no name, but somebody I go get blocked. Mr. Coach's Desk, how are you, sir? I know you're having a fabulous weekend, so I don't even know why I am asking you. Thank you for stopping by, though. I definitely appreciate that. Oh my God. Even when I'm trying to mind my business, people are trying to provoke me on such a fabulous Sunday. Can you imagine, people? Just could not come in peace and just behave himself, has to come with some sort of venom. Is what it is. I expect nothing better from the staff of people who support a certain club. On what exactly? I want to know where I blocked you. I really want to know where I blocked you, sir, because I'm pretty sure, hands on heart, I have not done that, but would love to know where I blocked you. But let me know, what's your top four prediction, coach, for the EPL? Someone in my comment section asked me this earlier on, and I was struggling because it's not something that I've given like great thought to this year. I kind of feel like I'm just taking it as it comes. So if you don't mind me asking, what is your top four prediction for this season? So yes, guys, we are just ended the first 45 for the Eastern Conference MLS Final. Philadelphia Union and New York City 0-0 going into that first 45. Like I said, Philadelphia Union looking the better of the two sides, even given with current circumstances. They are still looking the better side. Long may that continue. I know I will be celebrating for them or with them if they're able to pull off what looks to be, what could be, guys, a shocking victory with current circumstances in mind. Me just go ahead and see what they're saying over on their social media. I'm trying to gather some understanding on as to how the Philadelphia Union fans are feeling, but they seem like they're up for it. Though certainly the ones who are in the stadium definitely getting behind their team, letting their voices be heard, as you should, as they should. The power of the 12th man. Yeah, I could see this happening. I'm undecided though. I don't know. Like I said, it's going to take something to knock Liverpool off their stride. And I'm talking completely knock them off the stride. I can't see it happening. Same goes for City as well. But I don't know, with City, you never really know what to expect. They do have it in them to go all the way, but they could also hit a bump, and that bump could cost them. So I'm still not convinced on who I think's going to get the number one spot, but I think Liverpool is definitely a fantastic shout. And I agree with you as well. Fourth place is anyone's spot. I cannot hit the nail on the head and say that this team or that team is getting fourth place, because this one looks like it is most certainly going down to the wire. I cannot call it as well. That cracking game, the opener, the Premier League weekend opener, that lunchtime kickoff would have been a UK lunchtime kickoff with the London derby. West Ham coming from behind to stay sweet victory over their London rivals, Chelsea, who were top of the league going into that game. They were handed a, perhaps people might call it, a delightful defeat. Now, a lot of people were supporting West Ham just because of what could potentially happen, what this loss could mean for Chelsea in the long run. Can anyone rock their ship? And if you rock their ship, can that throw them off their stride? That remains to be seen. Sensational coach. Oh god, Bowen as well. We already know Lanzini and Antonio Bowen. Wow, like West Ham are really just, they have every right to brag so far, that being their players and their fans, because they're really putting on a show this season. And they are definitely in it when you think about who could potentially finish top four. If you're talking about potentially finishing top four, then you most certainly have to mention Mikel Antonio's West Ham, because they are in it. And can you imagine if West Ham go ahead and make their way to Champions League, whether that be through Europa League or through the league? My God, Champions League at the London Stadium. That is what they wanted that stadium for, and it could happen. It could happen. Champions League in East London. I think I've told you guys this, that's the closest football club to where I'm living. Closest football club. I think maybe Arsenal might be second, if I'm not mistaken. But Champions League at the London Stadium, that would be something with Mikel Antonio. For Mikel Antonio's sake, obviously, we would all love it to happen. But for the sake of our club, some of us would probably be against that. But my word, if that were to happen, that would be something. That would be something. Hello, Mr. Phillips. Good evening to you, sir, or good afternoon. I'm not sure where you are based. I don't know where you're based in the world, but I do hope that you are having a pleasant Sunday. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope this won't be the last time that I see you on my stream. Guys, just to remind you, it is halftime in the MLS Eastern Conference Final. Philadelphia Union taking on New York City, a depleted Philadelphia Union side. Standing tall when it counts so far. 0-0 at the break. On the second 45 awaits. This one could go down to penalty shootouts, and that would be some show lining up for us. Would love to see penalty shootouts. Why not? I'll be the villain. Wouldn't mind seeing penalty shootouts. I don't know how the Philadelphia Union fans feel about that, being that they do not have their brick wall, Mr. Andre Blake available. But nevertheless, I would still fancy a penalty shootout. With a penalty shootout, anything goes. As for Philadelphia Union, as I've said before, they do need, I feel anyways, that they do need a little bit of fine tuning, a bit of reinforcement in the middle of the park and also up top as well, if they are to capitalize on these fluky chances that New York City are presenting. Been switched off one or two times. Hopefully they can switch off in the second half, and that should cost them if Philadelphia Union are clinical. Like I said before, the trio of Jamaicans, Andre Blake, Corey Burke, and Alvis Powell are not included in tonight's game due to MLS COVID-19 protocols. So they're missing tonight's game, tonight's final, historic final, a matter of fact, because of that. But we are still supporting them. And after this final, after this live watch along, I'm going to head off to finishing off my editing. Like I said to you before, I need to add a few pictures to your Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys Weekend of Action review, and then I will get that premiered for you as a matter of urgency. Just waiting on both teams to come back out for the second 45. Let me know your predictions, guys. What's your predictions? How do you see this game going? Do you think, even with a depleted squad, do you think Philadelphia Union can pull off a shocking victory? Shock their local rivals, New York City. Can Philly do it? Can they do it, guys? Let me know what you think. But the atmospheres, but I actually think I've touched on this with you guys. Credit in the New York City, credit in both sets of spectators. This is an American thing, isn't it? When they're out in their numbers, you can usually hear them from a mile off. Both of them are backing their team, and that might prove to be clinical with the full-time result in mind. The 12th man might just play their part in getting their team over the line. It might just be a narrow 1-0 win to either side. You already know who we want to win because of our trio of Jamaicans, but it's looking like it could easily be a narrow win or narrow defeat for the losing side. Wayne, thank you. Thank you, actually, Wayne. I hope they are doing exactly what you've told them to do, to go ahead and hit that like button. I know this one was unplanned, guys. Did not plan on giving you guys a live stream. But as Ian has quite rightly asked me, where have I been? I have been missing for a while. Quiet on my social media platforms. Most of you know the reason why I've been quiet. But now actually I am back, and I'm going to be riding out the rest of this year, giving you guys content week by week. I have a special show coming up for you guys. I'm hoping that I can introduce that show this coming week. I'm hoping I can introduce a new show, and it's something that I'm excited for as well. Gave this one a lot of thought. It's quite personal and special to myself, so I'm hoping that this one is well received by yourselves, and you guys can come along, tune in, hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, I hope you can hit the subscribe button, and I hope this won't be the last time that you that you tune in to my live stream. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. See, some people, guys, you see how I don't provoke people, but they just want to start trouble with me. But It is. This is why I say that both sets of fans are so obsessed with each other. I tell people all the time that Man U and Arsenal and Man U, whichever way you want to look at it, are like football cousins. They cannot live without each other. They might not admit it. Arsenal fans might not admit it neither. But I am telling you, they are football cousins. They cannot live without each other. They have to poke fun at each other. I think they're just as bad and just as good as one another. But that's just my opinion. It's not a fact. It's just my opinion. Again, guys, back to the game. The Eastern Conference MLS final against Philadelphia Union and New York City. I'm just awaiting the second 45. This just happened by chance because I actually came on here to talk about the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys, give you guys a bit of update. And of course, I did that in the first hour, probably first 20 minutes of this live stream. And then I remembered that the final for the Eastern Conference MLS Cup is on today. Check the news, and the news knocked me back. I was completely floored when I realized that our trio of Jamaicans, Alvis Powell, Andre Blake, and Scory Burke won't be included in tonight's. They're not, absolutely. I don't even know if they're inside the stadium. I'm guessing because it's relating to COVID-19 protocols that they wouldn't be in the stadium, right, guys? Right? Listen, coach, enjoy your 3 points because you know what it is. 'Tis the season for giving, so you have to give to the needy. I'm quite proud of Arsenal to go and give 3 points to the needy. You guys need your 3 points, and we are a caring club. You know, like I said, football cousins. We've gifted our cousins an early Christmas present. So I hope you guys take care of your 3 points, and I have no doubt that you definitely enjoyed your 3 points. I saw someone said that it was a deserved win for Manchester United. And all jokes aside, I wouldn't go as far as to say it was a deserved victory. Even if Arsenal were to win that game at Old Trafford, I wouldn't dare say that that would have been a deserved win. I think it was Arsenal being Arsenal, shooting themselves in the foot. You present Manchester United with a beautiful chance, and of course they capitalized on it, and rightly so. But I did hear someone say that it was a deserved win, and that's probably the only thing I've not agreed with. But it is bragging rights. It is 100%, like Coach's Desk said, it is bragging rights. And for me, the only people who are carrying this rivalry is the fans. It is the Arsenal fans and the Manchester United fans. The players aren't doing it, the clubs aren't doing it. So it is bragging rights. And in that sense, when you look at it, that it is just bragging rights, it is quite sad, because here lies two clubs who used to be the powerhouse of English football. I'm talking about going at it for titles, and now it's just about bragging rights. So it's a little bit sad, but the only people who are carrying that bragging rights with immense pride definitely are the both sets of supporters. Let me pause on that topic for a bit, because we are actually on the way for the second 45 in the Eastern Conference MLS Final. New York City and Philadelphia Union, guys. That second half is on the way, and the scoreline is still 0-0. Be interesting to know, to find out who the rest of you guys support as well. I like to know who my subscribers support. Obviously, it's not going to be a time where we're always talking about the Reggae Girls or the Reggae Boys, especially when we're out of season. So it will be nice. Outside of the competition window. So whether that be CONCACAF, whether that be Gold Cup or World Cup qualifying period, there will be other things to talk about. So it's always nice to know, or even during the season, it's always nice to know who everyone supports, so we can just run the banter, because that's what football is about as well. Banter, making fun of each other, even if we are worse than your team or equally as bad as your team. There's always time for a bit of banter. So we are on the way, guys, here with Philadelphia Union against New York City. New York City are on the ball. 50 minutes on the clock. And it will be something, guys. It will be something remarkable, remarkable if Philly, if the Union can pull this one out the bag, would be something remarkable. I'm going to write this one out for you guys. Like I said, it was completely unintentional. Did not mean to actually do this live stream for you guys, but somehow I find myself doing a live stream for you. Let me just adjust my push my table a little bit forward. Ugh. Yeah, that's better. And I feel like I'm hitting my head against my shirts, and I hate when that happens. What did I miss? Philly were on the attack, guys. I completely just missed that. What did I just miss? There you go. It's kind of good run there from Philly, but again, you need that firepower up top. But that was a good decent chance there for Philly to take the lead, but nothing came off it, unfortunately. It's still 0-0, coach. It's still 0-0 in that game. City of Brotherly Love. Who's going to disagree with that? But in this game, we've gone past. We're approaching the 1 hour mark, steadily approaching the 1 hour mark. And it is still 0-0 in that game. I actually took my eyes off the game. Football, anything can happen in the blink of an eye. Took my eyes off that game, and I thought that Philly might have opened the scoring goal. But no, it wasn't. But they are getting a glimmer of chances here and there. And this is why I said some minutes ago in regards to the first 45, now it's about whether or not they can just continue to feel New York City out, test the waters a bit, and capitalize off their chances. But they're going to need to be crisp when those chances come their way, because chances might come in limitation as we approach the latter stages of this game. Thank you, by the way, to everyone's who's tuned in or who is tuning in to the game, to the live stream. Thank you to everyone who's also hit that like button. Like I said, I have an exciting show, brand new show coming to the channel next week. Philip, go on. Oh, another chance. Oh, well, the offside flag went up. Oh, okay, yeah, guys. Like I said, another. They are getting these chances, guys. That's a positive sign. Philly are getting some decent chances coming there. That was a free kick up top from the goalkeeper. They are getting these chances, guys. Need a few more, but what's the point of getting these chances if you're not going to make them count? You have to start making them count. We're now approaching the 60-minute mark. Let me see what time it is on that game, actually, so I can give you guys an accurate time. 54 minutes on the clock, 6 minutes away from the 1 hour mark. You need to start making those chances. When I say you, I'm referring to Philadelphia Union needing to keep making those chances count. Because as the game pan out, as the game edge towards the latter stage of the game, of the match, you might not get those chances again. Those chances, like I said, might come in limitations. Take the chances, make them count, especially when people are looking at you as the underdog. It's a personal show between myself and my guests, and it's something that I've been thinking about for some time. Quite similar to how you would do interviews, but just going a little bit deeper than I have with my guests so far. So I'm looking to see if I can introduce that before the ending of next week. So like I said, I'm really excited for that. It's been a while since I've been quite as excited for an idea of mine. So I'm hoping that that one can be well received with my subscribers, coach. So do keep an eye out for that, and hopefully it will be a good one. Anyone's watching this game, do tell me if you've noticed any early substitutions from Philadelphia. I've not seen no substitutions come on, but I did take my eyes off the game temporarily, but I've not seen no substitutions. I've just checked myself as well on my phone, and there's been no substitutions. But chances are coming their way, and they're looking quite lively. Philadelphia Union are looking quite lively, so I just want them to find the back of the net. Matter of fact, I want them to get this ball over the line, take this game over the line, take sweet victory. And if they do, this is going to be a huge moment in their history. Okay, coach. Okay. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. No. Save by for New York City. Again, that strike looks like he just strike it right on the goalkeeper, but Philadelphia Union, my apology, saved that strike from New York City. Yeah, that was low and straight at the goalkeeper. Yes, coaches, Des, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. But thank you for stopping by. It's definitely appreciated. For a brief moment there, guys, you had New York City asking one or two questions. Let's see how this game. Let me know your prediction, guys. How do you think this game's going to end? With us now looking at that 1 hour mark. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Do you think Philly can get this one done? Can the Union chalk off New York City with a victory? One that many probably don't see coming because of that depleted squad. Substitutions have come into the game, guys, but it looks like it's New York City who have made double substitutions. Yeah, New York City have gone and called in their first two substitutions of the game. Be interesting to see what Philly's plan is, because they will need to make a few tweaks here and there. So Philly, my apologies, New York City, like I said, have gone in with their first two substitutions. Hello to yourself. How are you? How is your Sunday going? No, don't say that. Take it back. Don't say that. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Perhaps the nerves will get to these New York City players because they are playing against apparently the underdog, given that Philadelphia Union are the depleted squad. So they're probably getting into their heads because they're probably thinking, how are we not able to break down this team who we should be better than? So you never know what could happen in a penalty shootout. Also, in a penalty shootout, nerves can get the better of you, can't it? So that will be interesting to see what happens if this one goes to penalties. I do still fancy Philadelphia. I'm not going to give up on them just yet. Mr. Chelsea, Dre Anyweather Sports. Hello to you, sir. How is your day going? I hope that you are having a pleasant Sunday. Guys, if you are not familiar with Dre Anyweather Sports, please do head over to his YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button for all your latest on the Reggae Boyz. And I believe he touched on possibly basketball and NFL as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not into gambling. I am not into gambling. But as I've said, being that they are the underdog, you do have to give them some sort of credit, right? You do have to give them some sort of credit for how they have held their own. We've gone past the 1 hour mark and they are still very much in it. Penalty shootout, anything can happen. It's all about nerves, it's all about steel. And Philadelphia Union are proving to have nerves of steel so far. But it's very quite obvious that you and I are not going to agree on this one. You're going to be back in New York City in the penalty shootout, and I'm going to stick to my guns and back Philadelphia Union. And hopefully, I'll be the one smiling come full time if that is the case. So there we are, guys. That's in relation, guys, Dre, that's in relation to COVID-19 protocols as to why the trio of Jamaicans aren't in the not just in the starting 11 but not in the team. So news would have broke about a New York City are on the attack, guys. Whips one into the box. That is then defended well by Philly. So as I was saying, Dre, to answer your question, Philadelphia Union are without 11 of their players, including 6 starters, for tonight's final, and that is a result of MLS COVID-19 protocols. I'm in. Okay. So who are you backing then? What are you saying? You have to back one because you've pretty much put me on the spot. So who are you backing? I'm going to be sticking with Philly in support of the trio of Jamaicans or a trio of Jamaicans. So I'm going to be sticking with those guys. And like I said, when you're in a final and you're playing against underdogs, if you underestimate them, then you might shoot yourself in the foot. Anything goes when you're in a final. If that self-belief isn't there, you've definitely lost because you don't back yourself. But what I do see so far with us now with us now having crossed that 1 hour mark is that the Philadelphia players who have come in and have been labeled as the depleted squad is showing that they do believe themselves. They are putting up a fight, and they must be putting up a fight because it is still 0-0. So I'm still going to back them. Right, we've now hit 63 minutes on the clock, guys, and it is still Philadelphia Union 0. New York City 0. The game has actually gotten better as well. When it first started off, it was a little bit cagey. It was a little bit cagey. I'm working with a depleted. I'm working with a what looks to be a wow, here we go. Let me take a moment to watch this, guys. Yes. How is that for the underdogs? How is that for your depleted team, your underdogs, Philadelphia Union? The Union have broken that scoreline, that 0-0 scoreline. They have chalked that one off. The can't even speak. The Unions fan are absolutely loving it. They're going mad inside the stadium. Philadelphia Union have opened the scoreline, and absolutely they do deserve it. They have been the team to ask the questions. They have been knocking on the door. They've been trying to capitalize off of every mistake that's come their way from the opposition. And they have, it's a delightful goal there from it looks like. Let me go and rewatch that. That's a delightful own goal, guys. That is a delightful own goal. And they do deserve it. This is what I said. Where is he? Here he is. When I said it's about confidence, it's about self-belief, and there you have it. New York City have shot themselves in the foot by conceding an own goal. This is why I said earlier on that Philadelphia Union are backing their players, right? Philadelphia Union players are backing themselves. They're showing that they have more confidence. They believe in themselves. What are you referring to, Wayne? You've lost me there for a second. And they are leveled. Just. Oh, you mean it's 1-1? I thought that's 11. I was thinking you've kind of confused me there. But just like that, in quick response. 2 minutes, a matter of fact, and New York City have responded. This looks like I'm seeing the linesman with his. Looks like he's going to VAR. I'm seeing the linesman with his looks like he's raised his flag. I'm not really sure why he's raised this. Looks like he's calling for offside there, guys. But 2 minutes after the own goal, 2 minutes after Philadelphia Union took the opening goal, New York City have responded with a goal of their own. And it is 1-1. This is proving to be some game. 67 minutes on the clock, guys. Look. Is he going to give it? What's he doing? The goal stands, guys. This giving me a little mini scare. Like, what is going on? The goal stands, guys. It is 1-1. 1-1 in the Eastern Conference MLS Final against Philadelphia Union and New York City. Philadelphia Union gifted with an own goal by New York City. New York City responded within 2 minutes to level the scoring. 68 minutes on the clock, guys, and what a game this is turning out to be. Like I said, first 45, I love that they got a little bit scruffy with each other, players putting their hands in each other's faces and all of that. I enjoyed that, just as long as no one get hurt. The game got better as the minutes went by, and now we are looking at what should be a firework of an ending for the Eastern Conference Final. 1-1 it is. 68 minutes on the clock, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's really kind comments of you. Thank you. Also, guys, I think it was Ian that asked me to do commentary on the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys in the future. So I'm gonna look to see if I can get that done. As long as there's a way of me watching the game and I'm available, then I don't see why I can't make that happen for you guys. So I'm going to look into that, and once the game is available, I'll come in here and do some live stream for you all. I think this would be the first live stream I've done for a Reggae Boys at club level, and it's a shame because they're not playing. They are not playing. So what are the odds of that? 69 minutes on the clock, guys. Philadelphia Union 1, New York City 1, guys. If you can tune into this game somewhere, please go ahead and tune in, because this could be a blockbuster ending to what has been a very decent game so far, even given the circumstances. I know I'm definitely enjoying this one. Would enjoy it a little bit more if the trio of Jamaicans were playing, but it is what it is. That's completely out of our hands, completely out of our control. Again, guys, let me know how you see this game going. Do you think this one is going down to penalties? If it goes down to penalties, who will be victorious? I'm starting to get a little bit nervous now. It's not even my side, but I am supporting them because of our trio of Jamaicans. So I'm getting a little bit nervous, guys. Might go quiet. I also love the fans. I keep talking about the 12th man because for me, they play such an important role in any given match, especially when you're playing in a final. Woo, against your rivals. The 12th man can play such a pivotal role. Yes, Mr. Dre Anywhere but Sports. I touched on Shaman Nicholson earlier on. He scored the opening goal and also rounded things off, wrapped things up for his team in the Belgian top division. Tallawah finished 3-0 against Standard in the Belgium top division. So Shaman Nicholson, as I said before, he is in fine form. So long may it continue. We're going to need him to have his shooting boots on next month when we resume with the welcome qualifying campaign. Hopefully he can find the back of the net. New York City on the attack, guys. Whips one into the box. That is cleared by Philadelphia Union. "72 minutes on the clock, guys. Let me know your predictions. How are you guys feeling? Are you feeling nervous just like myself? I am feeling really nervous, by the way. Feeling really nervous with this game. And then after this, as I've said before, I'm not even going to take a break. I'm going to go head straight in. It's almost 10 o'clock. It is 15 minutes to 10 p.m. over here in London. I'm not going to take a break. I need to stop telling my brain that. I'm going to head straight into the editing of that review video for you guys, that Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys Weekend of Action review. We've already touched on Shaman Nicholson, and mind you, before I jumped on air, I already completed all my recording. I was in the process of watching Shaman Nicholson's game, which is why I mentioned it in the live stream. So anything that's mentioned in the live stream, I won't touch on it in the premiere. But you all know by now that Shaman Nicholson has his shooting boots on for his team over there in Belgium. Let's go back and look at this scoreline for you guys. 73 minutes on the clock, and it is still 1-1. This is looking like it could, unless we're going to see a surprise from someone. Which team could it be? Lest we see a surprise, guys. This is looking like we're heading to penalty shootout. Or mind you, this might go into extra time. Would it then go into extra time? Or would they just skip that and go straight to penalties? Bit of a wasted free kick that from Philadelphia Union, so close to the New York City box. See their chances. Let's see. Let me go back and look. So New York City have made 3 substitutions so far. Philly haven't made any. That could be down to the fact that they are playing. Much respect to the players, the starting 11, but obviously it's not their strongest starting 11. So they're playing with what is called a depleted squad. So that's probably the reason why they haven't made a substitution as of yet. Probably just seeing who can go the distance for as long as possible. Also, this would have been the best of a worst case scenario. So you would want to have your strongest shooters. I'm sure their head coach would want to have their strongest shooters available if they are to go to penalty shootout. So that could be one of the reasons why they haven't made any substitutions yet. But we are now 75 minutes on the clock. So maybe substitutions might come in the next 5 minutes. If not, we're looking like we're going to ride this one out. New York City or on the attack down the flank. I'm aware that my stream is a little bit slower than you guys as well. So I do apologize for that. If it's irritating you, do let me know and I'll pause for a second, kind of try to change the way I'm commentating on the game. But thank you all for tuning in. This happened literally by chance. I did not plan on doing this live stream. Came on here to update you all with the Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys, and then hello, kind of reminded myself that the trio of Jamaicans I was expecting to play in tonight's final, not playing due to MLS COVID-19 protocols. And here we have Philadelphia Union making their first substitution of the game. So yes, like I said, guys, I was expecting them to do that between now and the 80 minutes mark. They have gone ahead and done that. It's now, what time is it on the clock? 76 minutes on the clock. We have got New York City standing over a free kick. No! Oh, good save. Oh. Real good save. Real top save from the Philadelphia keeper. Oh, Jesus, my heart. Top save that. Top save. Let's watch that replay. Good save. Andre Blake could be proud of that save. Real nice top save. One hand. I think he hit that, put that away with one hand. Real nice, strong save. Excited for them, and I'm hoping that they can see this one out, guys. If I check that clock for you, it's 78 minutes on the clock and it is still 1-1. Let me know your predictions, how you see this one panning out. Let me know. I'm feeling like this one is going down to penalties, but you might disagree. Let's see that save again. Superb save. I'm going to stick this one on replay all night long. That's a superb save. Love it. Love that. Hopefully, if we do go to penalties, we want to see more of that. Big save that. See if Philly have made any more changes. I don't think they have, because I've been keeping my eye on the game, but nope, they have not. Can't thank you guys enough as well for sticking with me for this live stream, giving up your time to sit and watch me. So that is greatly appreciated. And to everyone who's hit the like button as well, thank you so much. Hopefully I can see you guys again on another live stream. I have been asked to do more live streams on the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys games. I take it that mean club games, because I already do the live stream on the senior sides at international level. So I'll be looking to do that ASAP actually. So thank you for your suggestions. If you have any more suggestions in terms of what you'd like to see on my channel, then please do go ahead and let me know, and I will look to see how I can assist you guys. Eighty minutes on the clock, guys. 80 minutes on the clock, and it is still Philly, the Union 1, New York City 1. Wonder how the players are feeling. Wonder how the Philadelphia Union players are feeling as well. This is where everything gets a little bit nervous. This is where people can't drink their whatever there is they're drinking, whether that's their orange juice, apple juice, or their beer. You can't drink that right now. You can't eat your pizza or your hot dog in peace. Nerves have kicked in. This is now where it well and truly matters in the latter stage of the game. 81 minutes on the clock. Who is going to stand up and be a hero? Is there going to be a hero inside normal time? Will there be a villain that comes along and bursts that balloon? All remains to be seen. Oh no, wow. Jesus, woo. Guys, I'm getting really nervous. See how I've had to pause for just for a second? Yeah, the nerves have kicked in. Nerves have definitely kicked in for me. And it's not my team. Can you imagine if it was my side? It's not my side at all, but like I said, I want them to win. I want the Union to win for Andre Blake, Alvis Powell, and Scory Burke as well. 82 minutes on the clock, guys. 82 minutes of normal time remaining. 1-1 apiece. Let me know if you think we're going to see a match winner inside normal time, or if you think that's not going to happen and we're going straight through all the way to penalties, then do let me know that as well. 7 minutes. So we are 7 minutes away from normal time, and I presume that would mean then we're going into extra time, right? I have not heard no announcement that they would skip all of that and go straight to penalties. So it seems like we've probably got another 30 minutes of football to sit through. Unless someone can go ahead and do the unthinkable. Mr. Ricketts, there's nothing there to say that he got COVID or if he's positive for COVID, but they have said that the reasons why 11 players and that includes 6 starters aren't part of the team, that being the starting 11 and the bench, is due to MLS COVID-19 protocols. But I've not seen any additional information that states that our trio of Jamaicans have tested positive for COVID. So hopefully we can see some more information on that in the next coming days. But if they do go on to winning this, then probably you can say that who really cares, because the trophy, pardon my, the trophy would then belong to them. But if what you're saying is true, then there you have it. Hope he recovers soon. If that is the case, then I second that. Trying to see if I can change my thumbnail, guys, but it's not happening for me. I'm gonna keep an eye on um keep an eye on. Okay, let's see if I can change this thumbnail. Mm, okay. Don't look like it's possible, you know. Think what it's telling me is that I have to perhaps close the stream and then do another one. I'm definitely not going to do that. So let's see if I can give this one last try. Don't look like it's gonna work though, if I'm being completely honest. Let's see. Yeah, it's not happening. Yeah, it's not happening. I'll have to change that thumbnail for you guys at the end of this live stream. Get rid of that. Get that out my face. Yeah, let me check that what do you call it? That timer for you guys. 87 minutes. 87 minutes on the clock. 1-1 it is. Looks like we're heading to extra time. Good defensive play. Come on, Philly. Oh, it's tough. "88 minutes on the clock, guys. So we're edging closer to add to extra time. Jesus! Oh my God! Oh, that was the moment. That was the moment. That was the moment to wrap it all up. That header should have been straight at the back of the net. Oh God, he came so close. Jesus. Mr. Woon Woon, sir, you know I'm always pleasantly happy to see you in my comment section. Big up yourself, Woon. How are you? How's your Sunday going? Oh, that was the moment, guys. That was the moment to be a hero, to wrap it all up. Oh, so close. Jesus, oh my God. Guys, they've scored. New York City have scored, guys. Just after Philadelphia Union missed their moment to what should have been their way of sealing 3 points, not 3 points, sealing the match-winning goal at the other end. New York City have gone and done what Philly should have done, and they have found the back of the net, and it is now 2-1. 2-1, guys. 89th minute. They have gone and they have knocked the stuffing out of Philadelphia Union. And football can be so cruel because seconds before, Philadelphia Union had their chance to make it 2-1 at the other end of the pitch. New York City went ahead and done what Philly should have done. So it is now 2-1, guys. 2-1. 2-1. 90 minutes on the clock. Devastating, absolutely devastating for the Union players, backroom staff, and their fans as well. Really sad. Really, 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 really sad. You can call it at the depth if you want to call it that. So close to taking this one into our extra time. And they'll be kicking themselves. Philadelphia Union will be kicking themselves, but they can hold their head high because I don't think many expected them to take this one to the wire, to take it as deep as they have taken it with their depleted squad, not having 11 of their players available. 6 of those are starters, not having 6 of their starters available due to MLS COVID-19 protocols. They can most certainly hold their head up high. Good to hear, Win. Good to hear that your Sunday is going lovely. I hope that you have a fantastic week ahead. Yes, just to reiterate what I've said in regards to Blake, Burke, and also Albert Powell, neither of them are actually playing in tonight's game because Philly have 11 players, six starters out of tonight's game due to MLS COVID-19 protocols. And I mentioned this a few times, one, but obviously in fairness to yourself, you've only recently tuned in, so you would not have known. Like I said, Philadelphia Union are out or without 11 players. That includes 6 starters. So 11 players including 6 starters for tonight's final. And that is as a result of COVID-19 protocols. So they are obviously, with that said, they are without key players. Yeah, it is. Again, I did say I beg the question of asking, if it's out of the player's control, then should the final have been rescheduled? Because this is not just any ordinary game outside of the fact that it's a final. It's a final against fierce rivals. So should the game have been rescheduled? I think many would say absolutely the game should have been rescheduled. Maybe not so if you're a New York City fan, you probably don't care. And why should you? Because it's not your problem. So why should you be concerned about that? You're not the decision maker at the end of the day. And also, they are your rivals, so you won't be having any sympathy for them. But this is football. Football can be cruel. You've seen that in the last dying minutes of normal time. Like I said, Philadelphia Union had it literally on their head to bury that game, and that probably would have knocked the stuffing out of New York City, and perhaps not, because when Philly went ahead with their with the opening goal, thanks to an own goal from New York City. New York City responded within 2 minutes. So even if Philly did go ahead and score from that header in the latter stage of the normal time remaining, perhaps New York City would have responded as they did when the first goal was scored. So maybe this was always going to happen, given the circumstances that Philadelphia Union came into the game with their main man, the brick wall, Andre Blake, being unavailable. Like I said before, Philadelphia Union missing that firepower up top. Just devastating for them. all in all, really devastated for them to think of all the hard work that you put into playing through a season, getting yourself to a final, all that hard work for it to just come to. By the way, guys, we saw the match official put up 4 minutes of added time. Like I was saying, do all that work, go to the final, and you can't even play a part. It is devastating, devastating. So I do have sympathy for Philadelphia Union, backroom staff, head coach, players, fans, the whole lot. Yeah, I think yeah, there you go. One probably wouldn't have, would it? Especially, I mean, I don't know the finer details, but if it's to do with the players themselves and the players are at fault, or the club is at fault, then you don't expect the MLS to have any great sympathy. But if they're not at fault, then surely you should have had some decency and rescheduled the game. But again, I like to emphasize that I have not seen any further details in regards to who is at fault, um, with the information that came out regarding the MLS COVID-19 protocols. And unfortunately, guys, that is the full time whistle. And New York City have beaten Philadelphia Union in the Eastern Conference Final. Um, as I said, devastating for them, absolutely devastating for them. But there you go, Wun has summed it up beautifully. Mr. Andre Blake is a match winner for them. Would have been absolutely one. He would have been the difference maker. I feel sorry for Blakey, I feel sorry for Alves, I feel sorry for Scory, the whole entire Philadelphia Union team. All that hard work gone down the drain. The fan base as well. Heart wrenching stuff to come so close, and to go out in the way you did, to know that it's not your best team. But fair play to the players that were part of the starting 11, and players on the bench as well. They, held themselves, stood up to be accounted. I think they can hold their heads up high, because they did, I think anyways, did what was asked of them. Went into that first 45 nil. Who would have predicted that against New York City? Many had them down as the underdogs, but I think they played with great respect for the badge on the front of their jerseys. And I don't think you have too much to complain about with their performance. Yes, we can sit here and say, had that header gone in, then maybe they would have won. But like I said, we could easily have seen New York City respond with an equalizer. So maybe this is what was inevitable, that New York City would be crowned champions of the Eastern Conference Cup. They are victorious tonight, beating their rivals, Philadelphia Union, 2-1. And I can see their fans are celebrating, but I could also see, yeah, they're definitely enjoying themselves. New York City fans enjoying themselves. Philadelphia Union fans looking depleted, as you would expect. So guys, thank you so much for sitting with me for this live watch along. I'm going to be shooting off in a few minutes, unless you have any questions for me, because I do have that what do you call it? I have that Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys review video to give to you guys. So I'm going to go and work on that. As I've said, I've mentioned Shamar Nicholson quite a number of times on my live stream. So he's not part of my review. I did do all my recordings before I jumped on live, because I was watching Shamar's game just before I came on live. But just to remind you all, Shamar Nicholson at the double for Tallawah over there in the Belgian top division. 2 goals there from Mr. Shamar Nicholson, the opening goal, and he pretty much wrapped things up for his side. And they secured a healthy 3-0 victory against Standard. If I go and look, where are they? They are sitting fourth in their league, sitting in fourth in the league. Hopefully they continue that winning run, go on a winning run and see how they can do for the rest of their campaign. And hope so, like one said, Boza is on fire. Let's hope he can bring that energy, that spark to the national side next month when we resume with our World Cup qualifying campaign. I'm gonna be giving you guys one more minute. Let this one round off to 2 hours and 30 minutes, and then I'm going to shoot off and finish editing this video for you guys. Premiere it as a matter of urgency. But like I said, thank you so much for sitting through this one with me. Completely unexpected. But as one of my subscribers has mentioned that you'd like to see more commentary of the Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys playing at club level, so I will deliver that for you. Thank you so much, guys, for sitting through with me on your Sunday afternoon or your Sunday evening, blessing me with a moment of your time. I hope that you have enjoyed it just as much as I have. Don't forget, guys, I will be back in perhaps, let me say, maybe, what time is it now? Just 15 past 10. Say around maybe, say 12 o'clock. I'll be back around 12 my time or before then to give you guys your Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys weekend of action review. Also, guys, I did mention earlier on in my stream that we are expecting to know about the head coach appointment for the Reggae Girls between now and the end of the month. So do keep your eyes open for that. I will be keeping you posted. Let's see. Thank you, Woodwin. Do enjoy the rest of your evening as well. I will be back ASAP with that update, guys. Until then, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.